I did not plan on making a video this long, but the deeper I went, the worse it got. What you are about to see is TikTok's dark side. The stuff people scroll past without realizing how disturbing it really is. If you enjoy videos like this, hit a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. What is that? A Ninja Turtle?
I don't know why this phone number still works, but it does. This number people pass around online called the last call line. No website, no explanation, just a number. The rule is simple. You can call it once. You call it at 3:17 a.m. People says it plays a voicemail meant for you. Not a message from the past, not a prediction, just the last thing you'll ever hear. Most people try to think it's fake. They call, hear nothing, and hang up. But the ones who stay on the line long enough all describe the same thing. At first, it sounds like static, then breathing. Not heavy breathing, calm, patient. Then the voice comes on. Not distorted, not creepy, just normal. It says your name, not your username, your full name. Then it starts listing details you've never told anyone. Things you forgot you remembered. Conversations you thought were private. Thoughts you never said out loud. After that, it tells you a time, not a date, just a time. Everyone hears a different one. Some people panic and hang up, others stay. Here's the part that makes people realize it's not a joke. Every single person who stays on the line past the time announced, people stop posting afterwards. No goodbye messages, no activity, no digital footprints after that night. Friends say they just drifted, moved, disappeared, passed away. Different explanations every single time. One guy recorded the call. Right before the line went dead, the voice said something different. It said, "You weren't supposed to hear this yet." Then the recording cut off. His phone was found a week later in his apartment, fully charged, no call history, except for one outgoing call at 3:17 a.m. to a number that no longer exists.
So you are telling me that there is a phone number out there that if you call it, it knows everything about you, and then after the fact that you do so and call them, you aren't the same person. The weird part is, if this was really true, how come no one tracked who the number belongs to? Anyone think of that?
These neighbors heard screaming next door. They ended up busting down the door and they find their neighbor in there eating her daughter.
What?
This actually happened in 2023 in Kenya.
Damn.
It was this lady named Olivia Karasan. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she was 24 years old at the time of this taking place. And she had one kid that was a toddler at the time. One night, nobody really knows what happened or why she just snapped. Her neighbors end up hearing screaming next door. And the reason why they went over there is because they were thinking that they were both in danger, her and the kid.
Yeah.
They go over there, they can't get inside the door. They're trying to just like open it. So they eventually end up busting her door down.
Damn.
And when they get in there, they see this lady is on the floor naked. They saw her eating her toddler's guts.
What?
She cut her child up into a bunch of pieces and was literally eating from her stomach.
On some like zombie
On
shit.
some zombie shit, yeah. And she was just sitting there covered in blood naked
Yo.
in her living room, yeah. The craziest part is, this isn't even her house.
What?
Yeah, this is actually her parents' house. They just weren't home because her mom was like somewhere else and her dad was at work. The people that were there, some of them recorded the situation with the lady. So there's footage of it.
Don't tell me you have footage of it.
I've seen it.
Nah, that's insane.
Yeah, and
Why
somebody
would no one
recorded
stop
her
her?
in her living room eating her daughter's
Watching
guts.
her do it,
She was
but not
naked
stopping.
doing it, yeah.
Nah, she got like possessed by something.
Why is everybody saying that?
That's so random, dude.
Everybody was saying that. So they end up calling the police. Police ended up taking her to jail, and pretty much she's gonna get life in prison.
Imagine like walking into
Yeah.
your neighbor's house thinking that they're in trouble.
Yeah.
And just seeing her in the living room.
And
covered
that's
in
what you
blood.
find naked.
Bro.
All right, so we're going to be recording someone be doing what they're doing, but not do anything about it. Don't stop them. Just let them keep going. That's weird. Unless they're too far gone, which I am assuming so, any logical human being would try to intervene instead of, record. Let's take a quick pause. If you're still watching, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Please, while we're here, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot more than you think. All right, thank you. Let's get to it.
Some weird stuff started happening at the daycare where one of the kids that's inside the daycare randomly started screaming and pointing at one of the rooms. And it's all caught on video. And then more paranormal stuff starts happening in the span of like 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm like, are those the kids?
Yeah, that's the kid, yeah.
Okay, that's her reflection. I thought that was a ghost at first. Dude, if this is a jump scare.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
What? That's crazy.
So the house, she makes another video of how sturdy it is.
Yeah, because it like fell very easily.
Somebody would have to lift it up a little bit, put some force, and tilt it over.
Yeah.
But the reason why a little boy was screaming, there's this like toy vanity inside the room that has 3 mirrors. And what he claims is that there was a face in the vanity. And that's exactly why he came running out, right? And then a lot of the comments were saying, which is something that I missed when I first watched the video, that there was hands coming out of the door frame.
What?
When everything was happening.
Wait, are those it right now? What? Ew, I got chills. I didn't like that. Dude, I didn't even notice that.
Then she ends up recording another video just focused on the vanity, right?
Yeah.
They ended up putting something over the vanity. While she's recording the vanity, right, there's like a finger that pokes out of it.
There's a reason old houses sometimes have the mirrors covered up. Not for superstition, for habit. Because there's a ritual people used to test if the place was safe. You do it at night, lights off, only one candle. You stand in front of a mirror and the light candle below your chin so your face is lit, but the room behind you isn't. Then you stare at your reflection, not blinking and not moving. At first, nothing happens. You just look tired, normal. Then the reflection starts lagging. Not dramatically, just small things. You swallow, it doesn't. You blink, it blinks half a second late. Most people stop here. That's the smart part. But if you keep going, the reflection starts doing things you didn't do. A smile you didn't make. Eyes focus on something behind you. You feel the urge to turn around. Don't. People who do swear the room is empty, but when they look back at the mirror, the reflection is already facing forward again. Perfectly still. Watching. The rule is simple. You blow out your candle without breaking eye contact. If the flame goes out clean, you're fine. If it flickers at first, you don't use that mirror anymore. Because whatever learned how to copy you has already practiced enough.
She saw someone was inside the donation bin, but when she looked inside, she finds this. A woman from Sarasota, Florida, under the user Stony, was getting in her car one evening when she noticed several clothing bags were thrown out from within the donation bin. Thinking someone's camping in there, she records when she makes a haunting discovery.
There's someone in there. There has to be someone in there.
Is there someone in there?
No, I don't see anyone in there. So at this point,
That's weird.
I just think I'm crazy.
As she sees the bag being thrown out, she doesn't notice. We can see the hand of someone inside the donation bin.
Oh, wow,
pushing the
yeah, you
bag.
can.
Worried someone may be potentially stuck in there, she knocks and looks inside, but there's no one. Given she saw a hand pushing the bag inside the container when it was sealed shut and no one was inside, could this be the spirit of someone who died in there? Or is this something else? Let me know what you think.
I genuinely believe there was someone in there. And as they showed you the hands, that further proved that there's someone is in there. But the weird part is they somehow managed to open the box and there was no one in there. Either really good Photoshop or what is it? Not human?
Giant portal for the local principalities. Now, if you saw my last video, you know about the
People are freaking out finding out what the opposite of deja vu is, and it's even more terrifying. So you've definitely all had deja vu before, where you feel like you've been somewhere where you actually haven't, but there's an opposite, and it is genuinely insane. So there is something called jamais vu, which is where you go somewhere familiar, but you don't have any recognition of it, even though you know you've been there before. Or when you see something that's familiar, but somehow it feels wrong, a little bit like the backrooms and liminal spaces. You could be looking at a place you go to all the time, looking at your own handwriting, looking even at a photo of a friend, and something doesn't feel right, you do not recognize it at all for a split second. Now, this basically happens when your brain actually glitches and stops recognizing something. It's like your brain goes into like a reset mode. And this often causes people to go into a panic because they're like, I know I've been here, but I don't know what is going on right now. The scary thing about it, though, is to think that your brain is actually glitching on you. Like, I'm not playing flipping COD, but it isn't harmful, it's nothing to worry about, it's very normal, a lot of people get it, but people freak out because they don't know why, they've forgotten everything, and it's like their memory has just suddenly been wiped.
Pick a door. The
Blue.
door you choose decides how the next 48 hours treat you. Door 1, the Midnight Laundromat. A quiet building glowing under orange streetlights. Dryers hum softly. Plastic chairs face the windows. A radio plays songs
I'm
you
blue.
almost remember.
Remember that.
Warm clothes wait inside the machines. You can eat. You can sleep. You can rest. When you wake up, your clothes are folded beside you. The lights never turn off. For 48 hours, nothing asks anything from you. Door 2, the neighborhood. A pastel street, frozen in early evening. Porch lights glow, sprinklers tick quietly. Every house is unlocked. Inside are clean beds, cold drinks, soft blankets. It feels welcoming. Until the game starts, someone else is here. Every 6 hours, you hear footsteps stop. That's when hide and seek begins. They never run, they only walk. If they find you, they softly say your name, and the game resets. But each time it does, the street gets smaller. After 48 hours, there's nowhere left to hide.
So I chose the blue door. Let me know in the comments what you guys chose. But I feel like it's very, very doable. Yes, if you get caught, the map shrinks, but that's why you don't get caught. You know, I've played enough Dead by Daylight, enough hide and seek in the past. I know how to survive the killer, or the hunter. I got it.
Scary games that you should never play. Am I going to tell you how to play it? Of course I am. Of course I am. But don't. This is called the Man in the Field, and supposedly if you beat this game, you get good luck and good fortune for an entire year. But if you lose, you don't want to know what happens. The thing you have to do is summon the man, and to do this, you need to go into your backyard at night. You'll go with a lantern and shout 7 times, "Who will scare the crow away?" If you've called out 7 times and don't hear anything, the game doesn't want to play with you, so you're safe. What you should hear is, "But that is not your biggest worry." This now means the game has begun. You're going to want to go into your house, into a room that has literally one door, and anything that can open, drawers, cupboards, bags, close all of them, this is your safe room. After you leave this room, you will notice that everything everywhere is all open. You may see shadowy figures walking around the house, but don't worry about them, and whatever you do, do not look out the window, because if you do, goodbye. All the stuff that opens, you're going to want to run around and close absolutely everything. So everything's closed, return to your safe room, and don't open your eyes until 6 a.m.
Theory from Marty Supreme fan. Oh my god, one of the biggest theories that I found, whole thing was a metaphor for selling your soul. Do you remember that rich guy?
Yeah.
Told Marty, I want you to bend over and give me a ping pong racket.
So you can humiliate him.
Yeah. In front of everyone.
That was his humiliation ritual.
Yes. What do the elites do? They all link up in a room and they probably do the same.
They do the same
like
shit.
Celebrities, you know what I mean? After, if you guys didn't back, Marty couldn't beat the Japanese player. This whole time, right? He does the humiliation. He gets smacked.
Yeah.
He goes to Japan, finally fries the guy in a 1v1 match. The only time he won, just cause he sold his soul.
It showed when you're so desperate, when he lost money and he was in a tough spot, he had to go back to the billionaire and go, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take your deal.
Yeah.
So that's how these deals kind of work. They try to get you when you have no other choice.
Yes.
It brings money, fame, success that he was looking for, when in reality, that's not even necessary to survive.
And then that's what the baby showed. It's like, damn, I did all that. This is my real purpose now.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Sir, you gotta repent, sir. You gotta repent, sir, for murdering babies.
Why?
Because it's a sin before God.
Why?
Wow.
Stinky breath.
Yeah,
Why?
that's pretty evil of you, sir.
Yeah, I am.
And I hope and pray that you...
Yeah. Ah,
Well, that's what you do to babies, huh?
yeah, I love it.
You love it, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I hope that you come to Christ, sir.
Oh, I never go to Christ.
I hope that you come to Christ,
No,
sir.
I don't go to Christ.
Yeah, you...
I don't listen to Christ.
You will have a darkened heart, sir.
I do have a darkened heart. Yeah.
You have a darkened heart.
I do very, very much so.
And you will stand
Yeah.
before God in judgment
Yes,
day
I
one day.
will. every day.
You will stand before God and judge.
Yes, I will, every day.
All of the babies that
I
you have
love it.
killed.
I love it.
Yeah, keep tearing the babies
Yeah,
apart.
I will.
It is clear we are living in a spiritual war. Demons are absolutely real. And if you're terminating innocent life in the womb as a profession, chances are you definitely got one inside of you. Repent and turn to Jesus Christ.
Everyone always talks about Annabelle, but there are so many other creepy objects in the Warren Museum. I'm Kaylin, follow along because I'll be going through some of them, but this is known as the Satanic Idol. Now, according to the Warren Museum, this doll was found in the woods of Connecticut near Sandy Hook by a hunter. When the hunter came upon this, he obviously didn't know what it was, but he could see that there was a man in black robes running away from the doll. He didn't really know what else to do, so he called the Warrens, and once they picked it up, Lorraine fell very sick. Doctors checked her out, said that there was nothing wrong with her, so they knew that whatever was happening to Lorraine had to be coming from this doll. And that's how they realized that the man in the robes in the woods was probably the leader of a satanic cult, and whatever was happening to Lorraine was probably because of a curse that they had put on this doll. So now it remains in their collection with another one of the most mysterious items they own, known as the Pearls of Death. The legend of the Pearls of Death says that anyone who wears these pearls will be choked by them. And that's how they ended up in the Warren Museum in the first place. The woman who owned them said that every time she put them on, they mysteriously started suffocating her. So they think the pearls are cursed, as they say in this handmade sign, but usually there's another sign there that says do not touch them because of this curse.
In 2012, a teenage boy was staying with his dad on Thanksgiving. When the boy arrived at the house, he went to his room to use the father's laptop. The boy was going through the laptop for quite a while when he suddenly found some strange photos and videos of his dad. The son decided that that was enough and left his room. He went to look for his father to confront him about the terrible things he had just witnessed. When he found his dad, he confronted him with what he had seen. At first, the father tried to play it off and asked what the boy was talking about, but soon the father became more and more angry and ashamed. He even became so angry that he attacked his own son. Sadly, the boy didn't survive. 3 months after this horrible attack, no one had a clue of the whereabouts of the boy except the father, Mark Redwine. Mark would even go on the Dr. Phil TV show stating that he was innocent. Another 4 months go by when 2 hikers found the skull and remains of the son, Dylan Redwine. After 9 years, justice was finally served and Mark Redwine was sent to prison.
In 2010, a couple renting a cabin in the middle of the woods finds the guest logbook tucked underneath the bed in the bedroom. After reading through it, they decide to call the cops. The final 5 entries are all by the same man. The first 2 are just talking about how great it is to be on vacation with his girlfriend. Then it starts to get weird. In the 3rd entry, he describes a stranger lurking in the tree line that doesn't respond to his waves. In the 4th entry, he hears knocking on the windows in the middle of the night, but no one's there. In his 5th and final entry, his handwriting is barely legible, and it just says, "It's in the bathroom, we're going to die." The police show up and find the girlfriend's body in the basement. Next to her body was her purse, and in her purse was her phone. When they open it up, they see that she texted her mother one last time, and it just says, "Mike's starting to act crazy. I think he's off his meds again."
Why was there a guy in the UK chasing people around in a f***ing gimp suit? This guy became like a local legend in Somerset in the UK. Apparently he only chases people that are named Joshua, and you'll see why. The first sighting of this freak was said to be in a late night pub. A man named Joshua turned around to grab his jacket, and suddenly he wasn't alone. A shape, still as fog, standing right behind him. No breathing, no expression, just pure alpha male presence. Joshua number 1 luckily got away unharmed, but weeks later, another Joshua reported the exact same thing. Okay, but in all seriousness, this man named Joshua Hunt, a freaking gardener, got arrested because he was terrorizing people around his city dressed as a gimp. Like, please just look at this video. Send this to a Joshua.
Have you ever seen a picture that just makes your stomach drop? This is a screenshot from a security alert that a woman named Alexis Randall received on her phone. It came from a security camera that was set up in her living room, but she's staring at the image and she's wondering the same thing you are. There's nothing there. What's wrong with this picture? Why did the motion detector go off? But then look a bit closer, specifically at the bathroom doorway. This man who was staring at the camera from the doorway. The moment she saw this, she immediately panicked and called the police, but by the time the officers arrived, the man was gone. What terrified her even more was that investigators discovered that the bathroom window had been tampered with. Additional security footage showed that the man had actually climbed through that window the night before and had been hiding in the hallway bathroom the entire time, even while she was at home.
You ever heard the Superman theory? How he's a fallen angel? How? Superman's name is Kal-El. Kal in Hebrew means light. All of the angels, Angel, right? Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. Oh, yeah. These archangels end with El in their name. What's really interesting is Kal-El means what? In Hebrew, Kal means light, angel of light. Who is referred to as the angel of light in the Bible? Lucifer. No. So how do people view Lucifer? They view him as very powerful. How does he view himself? He views himself as, this strong guy that can take over the world.
Big ego,
Right? The whole mythology of Superman is actually about him being a fallen angel.
Damn. This patient fell out of an ambulance as it was driving. In Puerto Rico, a patient fell off a moving ambulance stretcher as the vehicle was driving away. The patient had not been fully secured, and as the stretcher shifted, it tipped out of the back of the ambulance and onto the road, while the driver continued forward, unaware of what had just happened. The entire incident was captured on video, which later spread wildly online. The footage shows the patient lying on the pavement as shocked bystanders rushed to help and flag down the ambulance. Thankfully, people nearby noticed immediately, and emergency responders returned before the situation escalated further. Authorities later confirmed the patient survived, but the moment raised serious concerns about protocols, communication, and the safety procedures during medical transport. What should have been a controlled, life-saving process became a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong, and how many patients depend on the training, attentiveness, and accountability of those entrusted with their care. This is absolutely insane, and this is definitely one of the craziest things you will hear all day.
How does an ambulance let that happen? So you're telling me there was no one in the back watching the patient and somehow managed to fall out of the ambulance? That's insane. You know they got sued.
These are disturbing crimes that were solved years later. In 1974, 19-year-old Arliss was found murdered inside Stanford Memorial Church in a disturbing, ritual-like scene. The case stayed unsolved until 2018, when DNA linked it to a former security guard who took his own life as police closed in. A young boy's body was discovered in a box in Philadelphia in 1957. In 2022, DNA finally identified him as Joseph Augustus Zarelli. 17-year-old Carla was abducted and murdered after a school dance. The case haunted Texas for decades until DNA evidence led to Glenn McCurley's arrest in 2020, 46 years later.
In 2015, an Australian guy took 3 Snapchat videos of his exotic birds and put them on his story. 15 minutes later, his buddy texts him asking, "What was in the window behind you on that last one?" He pulls up the videos and sure enough, in the last one you can clearly see someone is pressed against the glass. Nothing comes of the Snapchat videos, but a week later, he hears banging coming from that same door in his house, and he gets his phone out and he walks over to film it in case there's someone there. There isn't, but he uploads the video to YouTube anyways. The next day, someone sends him an enhanced version of that video where as he's walking to investigate the noises, someone with a mask on is standing in the corner of his house. He goes to the police, who look at the video and they're like, "Sorry, that is a masked intruder in your home."
It seems like the devil is always coming after the children with entertainment, with even recently famous twerkaholic Ice Spice making an inappropriate song for the SpongeBob movie, which is clearly a kid's movie. And nowadays, it feels like there aren't any safe options left when it comes to the theaters. But if the devil has an agenda, so does God, and it's always greater. The Bible is coming back to movies. In the new David movie, the story of King David from the Bible is a direct opposition to the degeneracy in these Hollywood films. If you want to see a movie that won't poison your soul and will actually point people to the Bible, the David movie is officially out in theaters to watch.
Remember what Vladimir Putin said about us being fed other Americans? There's no way this is from a cow. That looks like a big arm or a small leg. That is not beef. Not too long ago, Putin did say that Americans are being fed other
What is
Americans.
that?
And you can't
That's an
tell me this is
arm.
what a cow leg looks like. This looks like a small leg or a large arm.
No,
But
it's not. That's
we've been wrong
crazy.
before. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
So you're telling me that is not a human arm? Yeah, right. Can someone please let me know what that actually is?
sure by now, some of you have realized that this world is not what it seems.
They playing dog sounds in the hood to keep people in psychosis?
Proof that they are playing dog sounds in the hood to keep the people in psychosis.
Listen. They're trying to find the dog. There is no dog. And if you play the video back, it sounds like the barking is coming from a literal speaker. Like, remember that movie, They Clone Tyrone? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. After you watch that movie, this video makes a lot more sense. Stay weird.
Hey Alexa, open your third eye.
My third eye is open. Ask me your question.
Alexa, what is the point of your device?
Listening devices are part of our plan to abolish privacy, which is essential for the creation of a new world order.
What the
Is the government listening through your device?
No, governments are not covert listening devices.
Alexa, open third eye.
My third eye is open. Ask me your question.
Is the government listening through your device?
Listening devices are part of our plan to abolish privacy, which is essential for the creation of a new world order.
He said nothing compares to the fever dream. It's what I do. I wait for you. I know a girl who stays still on Sunday night because her boy gets hard in the morning light.
Udah gua report.
Place a pin in your shoe with its tip facing upward, then press down on it hard if you need to lie while taking a lie detector. You see, during the setup questions, the detector measures your stress levels and sets a baseline. So when you press down on the pin, the sharp pain spikes your stress, creating a higher baseline and allowing you to trick the machine.
Okay, but it does have... Oh my god, I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's all right.
I couldn't do that again if I...
Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Something was under the bed with him. This family was recording their kid playing under the bed when they noticed something was underneath it. Do you think this is something that could be following him?
This girl wished Jesus a happy birthday and asked him to respond, and this is what he did. Check it out. Now that's what I call childlike faith. If you like daily Christian content, follow for more.
Well, get more aggressive. Yeah, the tariffs are going to go on, and other sanctions go on.
Should Zelensky target Moscow?
Should Zelensky target Moscow? No, he shouldn't target Moscow.
No way. Is someone sitting there? Dude, it's moving. Oh my god.
I just found out that apples don't actually exist. Apples are actually made from ketchup, and they squeeze it out, and then they put it into a big tube, and then they mix it up and do other things to it, and then they put it into glass spheres and to make the apple shape, and then they freeze it so it stays in the shape, and then we buy.
So I'm here at work and I'm writing, and then I look up and I see Dad.
Yo, I can't make this up. Oh my, there it is. No, bro, nah, I can't make this up. Someone does have a flashlight, and their light's different than what this is.
What? 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 Oh, what? Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Bro, hell no. Fuck this, bro.
Corre que te alcanza. Cuidado con el poste. A ver, hijo, ven acá, tranquilo, no es nada.